भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो वरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. The first one is from Krishna Yajurveda, the Shanti mantra that is there in Arna Prapakaka, Taittiriya Aranyakam beginning. And the second one is most of these Upanishads, in the beginning of these Upanishads, that is a Shanti mantra. Okay. Now, just let us have a glance at start with this Vidyasthanas. Vidyasthanani. According to one this thing Yajnavalkya Smriti, there are 14. And elsewhere in Vishnu Puranam, it adds 4 more Upavedas also, so totally 18 will be there. 4 Vedas are there. Vedas are Apaurisheya. They are not authored by any human being. This is clearly stated in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Asyava Mahato Bhautasya Vishwasitam Yadrigvedaha Yajurvedaha Samavedaha etc. So, from Brahman only, just like a Nishwasitam. So Nishvasitam is just exile. Exile happens, both inhale and exhale happen without any prayatna. Whether one is sleeping, one is aware or not, it goes on. So automatically from Brahman only we got all these Vedas. That is what is clearly stated. And except Nyaya and Vaisheshika, Mimamsa, Vedanta, Vyakarana, etc. These people say Vedas are Apaurisheya. Okay, Purusha is a term that is used, person is from Purusha. Purusha is used commonly. Purusha is not here masculine in this thing mainly, but it can be Purusha or Stri, doesn't matter much. So, about Shaya. Then, Vedas have got Angas. Angas means if you take Veda as a Purusha, personified, then it would have some limbs. So, all these 6 Vedangas, Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chandas, Niruktam, okay, Jyotisham, and Kalpa. All these 6 Vedangas are there. Just I will give an outline. Shiksha is talks about the pronunciation, how a Shabda is produced, places of articulation, and then Swaras, Udattam, Datasvarta, etc. From which the Nishadra Shabagandhara Sajji Madhyama Devata Sapta Swaras have emanated. Okay, and how to pronounce a Shabda. Okay, and all those things are given. There are 36 or so Shikshas. Most popular is Panini Shiksha. Of course, Yajnavalkya Shiksha, etc. are also there, and also discussed how to speak. When you are speaking, you are reciting something from yourself. What is the speed? When you are talking to others, what is the should be the speed? When you are teaching, what should be the speed, etc. That is vrittis. Okay, Dhruta Madhya Virambita vrittis, which are also there in Gandharva Veda. That is okay, etc. So Shiksha, Vyakaranam. Vyakaranam is untranslatable. Vyakaranam is not grammar. Vyakaranam includes grammar. Vyakaranam is an instrument that separates Sadhu Shabdas from Asadhu Shabdas. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, 4 pillars are there for Indian culture. Our rishis were thinking, actually said that even through use of perfect shabdas in the sense that are acceptable to Vyakarana. Latest Vyakaranam is that of Panini. Okay, one will get dharma through the use of Sadhu Shabdas. Siddhe Shabdartha Sambandhe Lokataha Artha Prayukte Shabda Prayoge Shastrena Dharma Niyamah Kriyate. This is from Mahabhashyam, first Vartikam. So Dharma Niyamah, Dharma you will get if you employ Sadhu Shabdas. With the knowledge of Vyakaranam, if you employ the Shabdas that are accepted by Vyakaranam, you will get Dharma. You means X, a person. Okay, for example, Bhedaha is a Sadhu Shabda. Bhedaha, Vedaha, Vedaha, etc. This is not the limit. etc. are apashabdas. Okay, this is unique to Sanskritam. In other languages, this is not there. That means language is employed, used for transformation of meaning. Okay, artham pratyayishyami iti shabdah prayujyate Mahabhashyam. Artha pratyayanam, transformation of meaning, is the purpose of bhasha everywhere. But in Sanskritam, artha pratyayanam plus dharma, two purposes are there. So Vyakaranam deals with Shabda only, not Artha. Vyakaranam does not assign any Artha to any Shabda. Already Shabdas are there both in Veda and Loka, Vedika Shabdaha, Laukikascha. Okay, those Shabdas are taken by, for example, Panini Maharshi, and the Prakriti Pratyaya Vibhaga, etc. is shown. So Panini is not Srashta of Shabdas, not creator, but Smarta, registrar of Shabdas. Okay? So Trimuni Vyakaranam it is called Paniniyam today. Panini, Sutrakara, Katyayana Vartikakara, and Patanjali Mahabhashyakara. Then, what about Artha? Artha is dealt with by Niruktam. Nisheshana Uchyate Arthaha Aneneti Niruktam. Niruktam is considered as a tail end of Vyakaranasya Katsniyam. That is what is said in Niruktam. Okay, a part and parcel of Vyakaranam, Niruktam. Because the Shabda cannot be there independent without Artha and vice versa. So, Vyakaranam and Niruktam should be studied. The first thesaurus or roughly dictionary is there in Niruktam. Presently, Yaska Niruktam only is available out of 14 Niruktas. Okay, and mostly Nirukta deals with the meaning of Vedic riks, hymns or mantras and all that. Then, Chandas. There are Jagati, Trishtup, Anushtup, etc., Gayatri, etc. 7 kinds of meters are there in Chandas Shastra, okay, that deals with different kinds of meters across Vedic literature. Chandas is in Atma. And there, Lokaka Chandas has come at a later stage, and from Chandas only, Pengala Chandas it is called. Pengalacharya was the author of that particular Chandas that is available today. From that only the present, Chandas Shastra in Lokaka is developed. Okay, so Shiksha, Vyakaranam, Chandas, Niruktam, Jyotisham. Jyotihi means Graha or Nakshatra. The one deals, the Shastra that deals with Grahas or Nakshatras is called Jyotisham. Okay, the term Jyotisham is used by Patanjali in Mahabhashyam. So Jyotisham is the correct Shabda. So there are 3 skandhas, 3 roughly branches. One is Muhurta Skandha, then it is Jataka Skandha, then Siddhanta Skandha. Muhurta Skandha deals with the auspicious and inauspicious times. So Muhurta, Durmuhurta. Muhurta is 48 minutes. Okay, and Vajyam, etc. And in Panchangam you will find all these things. And Jataka Skandha, also called Hora Skandha. It is actually Ahoratram. So delete A and Tra, then Hora in between, within there is Hora. This is clearly stated by in Brahadjatakam by Varaha Vihiracharya. How the Shabda Hora has come is through Ahoratra. So that deals with the Jataka. Jataka is in the sense, for example, Janmantara Pratham Bhavam Yadhirupena Badhate Tachantihi Aushadhihi Danaihi Japa Homa Surachanayi. So the horoscope is nothing but a statement of the punyam and papam, whatever is committed in the earlier incarnations by a particular person. Karma we are going to study in Vedanta. Their prarabdha karma, okay, is just Suchita in by horoscope. So whenever there is Shubha Dasha or the period of a Shubhagraha, I am not going into details. Shubhagrahas are there, Papagrahas are there. Shashthashtama Vyayasthanas are Papasthanas. The Adhipatis, lords of these sthanas, 6th, 8th and 12th are automatically become Papa. And so on and so forth. So that will be useful also in deciding as to whether there is compatibility between the horoscopes of a bride and groom, Kujidosha or Mangala Dosha. Mangala and Kuja, both are things here. is also there. If there is Mangala dosha in both the horoscopes, then there is compatibility. Otherwise, one should not go ahead with the marriage, etc. There are so many things to be discussed. That is a Shastra. So third one is Siddhanta Skandha. Siddhanta Skandha deals with the preparation of almanac, that is Panchangam. So Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Karana, etc. All those things are discussed and Muhurtas are fixed and so on and so forth. And along with Dharma Shastra, when an Upanayam, for example, Maghadi Panchika is good for Upanayam. Okay. Even during monsoon Varsha Kala, there can be a marriage if the Muhurta is there. And during Maudhya is nothing but Astangadatta dosha. If any planet falls within the range of 15 degrees from Ravi, that planet cannot have any capacity, Shakti. Then that particular planet is considered as Astangata. The Astangadatta dosha is generally called Maudhyam. In Telugu, Modham, etc. Yanapashakta, Maudhyam is. So the planet doesn't have any capacity of its own to do either good or bad. Okay. No. Now that is Siddhanta Skandha. The one who studied Siddhanta Skandha and can prepare almanacs is called Siddhanti. Because this is generally about Jyotisham. Then Kalpa. Kalpa Shastra. Kalpa Shastram Veda. Kalpyate Samarthyate Vedamantranam Kriya Atra Anenava. See, Veda mantras are there. In Veda, mantras are there. But what to do by reciting that particular mantra? That means what is the procedure? So the prayoga or procedure, okay, during Vedic rites is explained by Kalpa Shastra. In Kalpa Shastra, there are 4 branches. One is Shrauta Sutram, exclusively deals with yagas. Then Grihya Sutram, exclusively deals with Vivaha, Upanayana, Namakarana, and all these kind of 16 or so what you call samskaras. Okay, and then there is another one, Dharma Shastra. Dharma Shastra deals with many things you must be knowing. For example, Manusmriti. There are more than 100 Smritis. And the 4th one is the Shalva Sutram. Shalva means a rope, Rajuhu, Rasi. So since the rope is usually in measurements, and the measurements have to be taken for building Yagashalas, etc., etc., it is named Shalva Sutram. Different Shalva Sutras are there. This is also called geometry, a perfect geometry. Okay, this is about Vedangas, 6 Vedangas. Then Darshanas. Darshayati Tattvam iti Darshanam. See, Tattvam, whatever the phenomenon or Tattvam is there, that is being explained or shown. Therefore, it is called Darshanam. Darshanas are of 2 kinds. One is Astika Darshanas, the others are Nastika Darshanas. Who is Astika? Who is Nastika? Panini says, Astina Astidishtam Matihi Thak Prachaya. Thak Prachaya, Tha is replaced by Ika. So, Asti, Ika, Astika, Nasti, Ika, Nastika. The one who believes in Paraloka or the one who believes in Veda Pramanyam is called Astika. The one who does not believe in Paraloka or Veda Pramanyam is called Nastika. Nastika is also called Charvaka. Charu beautifully he speaks. Bhaspidehasya bodhasya punaragamanam tataha. Once your body turns to dust, how can another person comes from dust? What do you mean? What are you talking? Yavat jivet, sukham jivet. As long as you live comfortably. Ranangatva bhatam tibet. No money. Okay, take some loans. Everywhere loans are available and enjoy the life. So, this Tripundram, this Danda, etc., Buddhi Paurusha Heenanam Jeeviketi Brahaspati. Those people without Buddhi, Paurusha, those people have resorted to this the Tripundra and Danda, etc., etc. They do not believe any other pramana except Pratyaksha. Pratyaksha means Charvakaha. But they could not somehow withstand. In 6th and 7th skandhas of Bhagavatam says there is Vairavakti in them. So don't hate those people. There is Vairavakti. Hiranyaksh, Hiranyakashipu, Ravana Kumbhakarna, Shishupal, Dantavaktra, they also have Vishnu Bhakti, but it is called Vaira Bhakti. In other words, if you go to Jyotisham, because there is Kujabudha Sambandha with Meshalagna or something like that, they are born as Nastikas. So Nastikas are not our enemies. Or anybody's enemies. No, we do not hate them. Leave it there. So now, so Astika Darshanas are Purva Mimamsa, are Purva Tantram, Purva Kanda, different names are there, and Uttara Mimamsa are Vedanta, Uttara Tantram, etc. names are there, and then Nyaya and Vaisheshika, Sankhya and Yoga. Just let me give you just a brief account of each, because we are going to study Sankhya Mata Khandanam by Shankaracharya, also Vaisheshika Mata Khandanam. Different things will be coming. Mimamsa is also coming in between, and some sutras are quoted by Shankaracharya from Nyaya Darshanam also. Okay, so just wait. Purva Mimamsa. Mimamsa means Pujita Vicharaha. A respectable discussion is called Mimamsa. Man Badadan Shambhyo Diekhascha Abhyasasya. This is Panini Sutram is there. I am not going to give you deep Panini's this thing here, because this is not Vyakaranam class, but nevertheless you should have some idea. Mimamsa Nama Pujita Vicharaha. This is said by Vachaspati Mishra in first Sutram. Thato Brahma Jignasa. So, Mimamsa discusses, okay, Vedic sentences. What is this Purva? You can split, divide Veda into Purva and Para. Okay, Uttara otherwise. So, the Purva Bhaga, which is Mantra Brahmana Bhaga mostly, deals with Yajna, their performance, different yagas. Yajna yaga both are one and the same. Yajna Savodhvaro Yaga Saptatantur Makha Kratuhu. This is Amarkosha. So all these 6 or 7 names mean yaga only. So the Purvamimamsa, the Purva, the word refers to Purva Bhaga of Veda. Since this Shastram discusses, okay, the sentences or the texts or the lyrics from Purva Bhaga of Veda, it is called Purvamimamsa. Okay, originally Mimamsa was there 20 Adhyayas. 12 Adhyayas is Purvamimamsa. 4 Adhyayas are for Vedanta, which you are going to study. 555 Sutras, 191 Adhikarmas. And then 12 plus 4, 16. 4 Adhyayas Sankarshana Kanda. Sankarshana Kanda deals with Bhakti. That is not very popular. Many people do not know about it. So, Purvamimamsa, Dvadasha Lakshani. It is also called Dvadasha Lakshani. There are Dvadasha Adhyayas, 12 Adhyayas, dealing with 12 issues and the Pratipaksha counter 12. So, 24 Nyayas are there in Purvamimamsa, which are useful in the analysis of any sentence. And Purvamimamsa is also called Vakya Shastra. If anybody wants to study Sanskritam, whether it is a Kavyam or Shastram, he should select a person who studied Pada Vakya Pramana Shastras. Pada Shastram Vyakaranam, Pramana Shastram Nyaya Vaisheshika, and Vakya Shastram Purvamimamsa. He only can do justice in interpretation, etc. So, Purvamimamsa or Vakya Shastram deals with the Purva Bhaga of Veda. That deals with Yaga. For Purvamimamsakas, Dharma is nothing but Yaga only. We don't want to consider anything else. Dharma, Yaga, like that. And more details I will be giving during the course of these lectures. Okay. Then Uttaramimamsa. Uttara refers to Uttara Bhaga of Veda, that is Upanishads. Mostly Aranyakas and Upanishads are taken combinedly, because Aranyakas are Aranye Dhiyeta. These aranyakas are to be recited in an aranya. So among the 4 ashramas, brahmacharya, garhasthya, and then what is that? Third one is brahmacharya, garhasthya, vanaprastha, and sannyasa. Okay, in vanaprastha you can study in Manusmriti, etc. One may go or may not go with wife. It is up to him. But there, having distributed all the wealth, etc., to the children or might donate it to people, something like that, he has to live alone, with wife or without wife, and think about Brahman. So only Adhyatmika Jivita. Preferably in a vanaprastha. And if it is not possible, he can separately maintain some small house, etc., without any fanfare and all. Okay, that is vanaprastha. So this Aranyakas, Aranyakopanishad Bhaga, that's why it is called Aranyakas plus Upanishads. Upanishad, this term we are going to discuss, quoting Shankaracharya's commentary, what is Upanishad. Okay, so the Shastra, the Mimamsa, which deals with Uttar Bhaga of Veda, that is Upanishads, their meaning, their Tatparyam, the purport, etc., is called Uttara Mimamsa. It is also called Vedanta because it deals with the end parts of Veda called Upanishads. And whatever definitions are there, linguistic definitions for Varna, Prakriti, Pratyaya, Padam, Vakyam, Avantara Vakyam, Mahavakyam, and all those things are not defined at all in Uttara Mimamsa. But Vedanta borrows from Vyakaranam, of course, Mimamsa, Paura Mimamsa, and wherever but it is required from Nyaya Vaisheshika also. Is it clear? So this is Paura Mimamsa and Uttara Mimamsa. Next come Nyaya and Vaisheshika. Nyaya, actually the term Nyaya means Nyaya Mahavakyam. See, people think there are Mahavakyas only in Vedanta, Tattvamasi, Aivatma, Brahma, etc. But Mahavakyam is there. My thesis is Mahavakya Vicharaha, PhD thesis. So Mahavakyam is started in Paurvamimamsa, then Vedanta, Nyaya Vaisheshika, Alankara Shastra, and Vyakarana. Everywhere it is there. Where the meaning to be transformed is short, we employ a vacuum. Where the meaning is a larger one, suppose you want to relate a story, you want to just say something, describe an incident, then you will be using more than one sentence. So it is called a Mahavakyam. Right? So Vakyam, just let me give the definition of the Vakyam from Paurvamimamsa, because that is very much required. We will not be discussing these issues once we go into the main text. Okay. Vakyam. Vakyam is the very unit of language. Through Vakyam only one would transform the meaning. Where are you going? Home. Where are you going? Question. Home. Home is an elliptical sentence, incomplete sentence. I am going. Or the LHS. So home is not a word but an elliptical sentence. Other words are not employed because there is shared knowledge. So through sentence only, a complete unitary sense can be transformed from the speaker to the listener. So Jaimini in Paurvamimamsa second adhyaya second pada says, defines a vakyam arthaikatvat ekam vakyam sakansham chet vibhage syat. Artha has got two meanings, Shabdartha and Prayojanam. Of course, money is also there. Here, only two meanings we take. If a single meaning is proposed, or if a single thing is proposed, okay, and if when separated, the words are found to be wanting, I am going to give examples. Okay, at least the group of words should propose a single meaning or a single thing. And when separated, the words of that particular group should be found wanting each other. Mutual expectancy called akanksha. Akanksha is there in the mind, therefore only in people only you will find Rama and Sita. Both have got Paraspara Akanksha. Ravana and Sita, there is no Paraspara Akanksha. But the person who is speaking is having life. Okay, Patanjali explains in Mahabhashyam. So Shabda also, since it is born from a person having life, there will be Akanksha. And in fact, the Akanksha is between Arthas and not Shabdas. What is the example? Chaitraha. Someone said Chaitraha. Chaitraha kinkaroti? Akanksha. Chaitraha pachati. Chaitraha gacchati. Chaitraha hasati. Etc. That means the verb you are providing in order to see that there will be a complete unitary meaning. Then, pachati. Cooking. Who is cooking? Question. Chaitraha. So the akanksha is to be put to rest by supplying the proper shabda. So now Chaitraha pachati is a vakyam. Gauhu ashvaha purushaha hasti brahmanaha. 5 words you take. This group of words cannot be taken cannot be called a vakyam because there is no paraspara akanksha among these words. Is it clear? So akanksha is at the top in Tarka Sangraha, etc. These things are generally discussed. Jaimini Maharshi in this Sotram, Arthaikatvat Ekam Vakyam Sakangsham Chet Vibhagesya mentions only akanksha. What about yogyata and asakti? Yogyata is compatibility. Chaitraha Agnina Sinchati. Chaitra is watering with fire. Syntactically correct, perfect. According to Panini's Karka theory, sentence is correct. But on semantic front, it fails. Water doesn't have, rather, Agni, fire doesn't have the phenomenon that is required for watering. Therefore, there is no yogyata or compatibility in the sentence. Chaitra is watering with fire. So this sentence, Chaitraha Agnina Sinchati, cannot be taken as authoritative. So when you come across any sentence like this, why am I saying in Upanishads or people go on discussing, writing, speaking, etc. Then you may check for akanksha, yogyata, asakti we are going to deal with. And the difference between akanksha and yogyata is that akanksha is to be put to rest. Chaitraha kinkaroti pachati. No more akanksha. Pachati. Kaha pachati? Chaitraha pachati. No more akanksha. Whereas yogyata continues to be there live. Yogyata continues to be there. That is the difference between akanksha and yogyata. Now, asakti. Asakti or sannidhi means proximity. Okay, you are speaking, speaker is speaking, but that person is supposed to employ the words of a vakya in quick succession. For example, in the morning he says Chaitraha, in the evening he says Pachati, it cannot be Chaitra Pachati. No. Yoga, asakti virahat, sannidhi virahat. There is no sannidhi between or among the words of that sentence. And if you say, Chaitraha, Sahana Ravadu, Sahana Bhanaktu Pachati, in between there is disturbance, there is interference by some other shabdas. That also cannot be taken as. So, Kala and Shabda, Vyavadhanam, interference by Kala or Shabda is not acceptable as far as the sentence is concerned. Is it clear? Akanksha, Yogyata, Asakti are the three prerequisites of a vakyam. And with the same prerequisites, if you take up a text like Ramayana, there will be so many Avantara Vakyas. Avantara Vakyam is nothing but a part of Mahavakyam. Sub-sentence roughly you can translate. In a Vakyam you have Padani, Padasanghataha, Vakyam, Akanksha, Yogyata, Asakti, Yuktaha, Padasanghataha, Vakyam. That is what you say. So similarly, Akanksha, Yogyata, Sannidhi, Yuktaha, Avantara Vakya Samudayaha, Mahavakyam. Is it clear? So Ramayanam, Mahabharatam, Raghuvansha, or any text, any lecture given, any piece of literature which is there, that is more than one sentence, conforming to Akanksha Yogita Asakti, that is called a Mahavakyam. It can be 2 sentences, 100, 1000. There is no limit. Then you may ask, in Mahavakyas like Tattvamasi, Ayamatma, Brahma, etc. in Vedanta, there are sentences Tattvamasi from Chandogya Upanishad. This is taken 3-word sentence. How can you call it a Mahavakyam? Yes. What is the question? Question is this: when you said for a shorter meaning, we employ a sentence, Vakyam. If the meaning is larger one, we employ a Mahavakyam. That means there will be more words. Shabda Gauravam is there. More Shabdas are there. More than one sentence you said. Then only it can be called a Mahavakyam. But here in Vedanta, Tattvamasi, for example, if you take, it is simply a sentence. Hardly 3 words are Tattvamasi. How can you call it a Mahavakyam? Then the answer is because it is given that designation or samjna depending on Artha Gauravam. It is pregnant with meaning, it is loaded with meaning. That is to say, the essence of the entire Upanishad in which this sentence is situated is expressed by the sentence Tat Tvam Asi Ayamatma Brahma, etc. Therefore, it is called Mahavakyam. So, Artha Gauravam Praskritya Mahavakya Samjna Tattvamasi Ityadinam Shabda Gauravam Praskritya Ramayana Mahabharatadinam Mahavakya Samjna. So, Mahavakyam, Mahakavyam, both are Shabdasya Gauravam, Shabda Gauravam. Shabda, vastness of Shabda you take. In Ramayana, for example, you have 24,000. Whereas in Tattvamasi, hardly it is a Vakyam, strictly speaking. If you ask any person, ordinary person, Tattvamasi, is it a Vakya or Mahavakya? He would say Vakyam only. Don't you know that much? But when you study Vedanta, isn't it? Tattvamasi is whatever Lakshana, whatever it is there, it is explained at length. And it is confirmed that the entire essence, the Taparyam, the purport of that particular Upanishad in which it is embedded in will be denoted by this Vakyam. So, Artha Gambhirya, the profoundness of meaning, due to that, here you are giving Mahavakya Samjna to a Vakyam. Whereas in Ramayana, etc., there is Shabda is too vast, profound. The lot of Shabdas, sentences are there. Therefore, depending on Shabda Gaurava, you are giving Mahavakya Samjna.
Dhanyawad.
Any more doubts, please? Now, come back. We were discussing Nyaya Vaisheshika, we just entered, and then we brought this Mahavakya. In Nyaya and Vaisheshika, Panchavaya Mahavakya is there. That is Pararthanumana Janaka. Just roughly Pramanas. Pratyaksha Pramanam is there. Okay. Here, Akshi or Aksha is Indriya, not I. Indriya. Prati Aksha, Pratyaksha. When the Indriyas, come in contact with a thing which is their subject, eyes are looking, ears are listening, nose is smelling, etc. They come into contact and the mind is present. Careful. If mind is not present, it will become Durvasa Shapa for Shakuntala. Shakuntala doesn't know the Durvasa came there and was saying Bhavate Vikshandehi, Bhavate Vikshandehi. He offered a Shapa. So Shakuntala was in Stambhavastha. Her Indriyas were not in her control. Her mind is elsewhere. Body was present, mind is absent, generally it is said. This is discussed in Mahabhashyam by Patanjali also. Shakatayana did not notice the carts that were going, a chain. Someone came and asked, Shakatayana ji, did you see some carts going by this way? I did not see. Manasaha asanidhyat, Mahabhashyam, Patanjali. Manas was not present there. Therefore, although Indriyas are there, Indriyartha Sannikarshajinyam Jnanam Pratyaksham, that is Tarkasangraha. Although Indriyartha Sannikarsha, Samipyam is there, since mind was not present, things were not taken. So mind is very, very important, not only in Vedanta, even in Ayurveda, etc. Now, English medicine is slowly realizing the fact that mind is more important. One should have peace of mind if a medicine has to work. Today they are saying this. 40 years ago they did not say this. Okay, whatever it is. So, Pratyaksha Pramana. In the kitchen, Chaitra has seen smoke emanating from fire. Okay? And he thought, oh, wherever there is smoke, there will be fire. He also noticed one hot iron ball, something like that, where there is fire but no smoke. So wherever there is fire, there need not necessarily be smoke. Yatra yatra dhumah, tatra tatra vanhihi. Yatra yatra vanhihi, tatra tatra navashyam dhumah. Okay. So now what happens? While traveling on a bus or train, he noticed smoke emanating from the hills. Only smoke. Then he thinks, oh, there is fire because there is smoke. First it is Pratyaksham, then it is going to Anumana. Mana means Pratyaksha Pramana, Anu means following. Following Pratyaksha Pramana, whichever comes is Anumana. Not necessarily everywhere. Because Surya Gati, for example, sun is moving. Pratyaksha we don't have. But through Anumana Pramana only we have to decide that sun is moving. Okay, but in most of the cases, Anumana follows Pratyaksha. Okay, now Chaitra decided that there is smoke there is fire in the hills because there is smoke. Because earlier in the kitchen, he has seen. Now, it is called Swarthanumana. Swarthanumana means for himself to decide something is the existence of fire. He used this Anumana Pramana. Now, he wants to tell others that the hill is fiery. There is fire in the hills. Then he would employ 5-membered syllogism. Pratigna, Hetoda, Harana, Upanaya, Nigamana, Anyavayavaha. This is Nyaya Sutram, Lakshapata. So 5-member syllogism. Some members said Shakti, Shakti Graha, etc. More are there. Mimamsaka said either first 3 or the last 3 you can take. Bhadrabahu and Bauddha said no, only 2 will do. Aristotle said major premise, etc. He said. Whatever it may be, in Nyaya and Vaisheshika, you have 5-member syllogism. First one is Pratigna, Parvata Vanyaman, then Hetu, Dhomat. Okay, Pratigna, Hetu, Udaharana, Yatra Yatra Dhomaha, Tatra Tatra Vanyhi, Yatha Mahanasaha. Okay, Pratigna, Hetu, Udaharana, Nigamana, Ayamapi Tatha, Tasmat Tatha. 5 sentences are employed. Okay, so by these 5 sentences are called Parathanamana. This 5-member syllogism, this group of 5 sentences which generates a Parathanamana Jnanam in another person is called Nyaya. Do you understand what is Nyaya? Adhyaya Nyayo Dhyava Samharascha. There is one Panini Sotram where Nyaya Shabda is Nepatita, pronounced by Panini, so it is a Sadhi Shabda. This mostly it deals with this Anumana Pramanam. The Darshanam is called Nyaya Darshanam. Although other things are there. Right from Varna, Prakriti, Pratyaya, Pada, Vakya, Avantra Vakya, Mahavakya, all these things are discussed along with Pramanas in all the 3. Padashastram Vyakaranam, Vakya Shastram Mimamsa, Pramana Shastram, Nyaya Vaisheshika. But depending on the importance they deal with, Vyakaranam chiefly deals with the Padam, Suttingantam Padam. Panini says it is called Pada Shastram. That does not mean that Panini does not deal with Mahavakyam or Varna, etc. Same is the case with Nyaya Vaisheshika. Same is the case with Varamimamsa. Vedanta does not go into all these kind of discussions. Okay. What it wants is simply Anadi Brahma Shashvatam. It wants Upanishadic knowledge, jnana. So they will take as and when something is required from other Shastras. Okay, that is Nyaya Vaisheshika. Sankhya and Yoga in the next tomorrow I will deal. So Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartabhyo Vanshiribhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya.